Hi everybody, it's Kittia here, and Blizzard just released a long post on the World of Warcraft website about class changes and philosophy going into Shadowlands. We haven't quite seen the alpha yet, and I certainly won't have access to it, but we are going to be taking a look at some stuff and keeping updated on what Holy Pallies are going to be looking like. So I've zoomed in on the Paladin class changes right here. I want to kind of go over them. General design philosophy of Shadowlands is actually up here at the top. Not going to read all of this, but essentially it says that they've changed their philosophy. In MOP, they changed the way talents work. In WoD and Legion, they pruned. In BFA, they did a little bit more pruning. They got rid of legendaries, but right now they're hearing feedback. Surprise, surprise, that classes don't have nearly enough stuff and they've been watered down and they're losing a lot of the identity they used to have before. So they're trying to revert some stuff back to the way it was, and they're also going to be changing stuff here or there as well. So looking at paladins, because that's what I know, Blessing of Sacrifice, Hammer of Wrath, Sense of Undead, Shield of the Righteous, Turn Evil, and Word of Glory will be available to all specializations. Since Undead's, yeah, whatever. Shield of the Righteous could be a pretty interesting defensive. I'd be curious to see if they get rid of our Divine Protection for that. Um, Turn Evil could be cool. I imagine in Shadowlands there's going to be some pretty undead themed zones, so having a fear for that would be good. Word of Glory is an instant heal 3, assuming it stays the same. That could be pretty good. It uses Holy Power, though, for Ret right now, which brings us to the next point that all paladins, Holy Power returns as a resource for all paladins to use to fight off attackers and defend their allies. So it looks like Crusader Strike and Hammer of Wrath, which again we'll be getting, will give us Holy Power, which we then use for combos. Um, and it looks like Shield of the Righteous will be a Holy Power spender as well. So Word of Glory, Shield of the Righteous for sure. Probably more. We just don't know. We'll have to see the alpha and get some feedback on that before we learn that. Kind of interesting to see how that works with the rotation. I know Holy Pallies had Holy Power as a resource in the past with WoD, but I actually never played that expansion. Well, I played the expansion, I just wasn't a Paladin at the time, so I have never experienced it. I'm kind of interested. Concentration Aura returns. That one just lets people. You don't get interrupted, or you do get interrupted. It just reduces the duration of interrupts and silence. And if you get hit while you're spellcasting, you don't. It doesn't take as much reduction on the cast bar. So that should be interesting. It's probably not going to outperform Devotion Aura. And then Retribution Aura is a new one that it comes, and it's interesting. It's going to have like a Vision of Perfection effect. So instead of giving Paladins have Retribution as a passive right now, whenever somebody dies, they get a 10% damage buff for 10 seconds. Retribution Aura is going to looks like it'll replace that, and it's going to give Avenging Wrath if somebody dies. You'll get wings for about a small amount of time, probably about 10 seconds. That will that'll be interesting. There are probably some cases where that might outperform Devo, but we'll have to see. Uh, more talents will be available for everybody. Everybody's gonna have Divine Purpose. We have it now, so it's not a big deal. Um, and they're gonna have stuff to do with Holy Power. Holy Avenger is interesting here, as it allows a huge generation of huge bursts of Holy Power in a short window. So it looks like Holy Avenger might change, or maybe they're giving Holy Shock a Holy Power generation. We'll have to see. The only Holy specific news we have here is that Glimmer of Right is officially going to be a talent. It moves to the level 50 talent row, which is probably the same as either the level. It's probably the same as the level 100 right now. So it's competing with Beacon of Faith for sure, that we know. They say that right here. Um, I don't know if it's going to compete with Beacon of Virtue or Divine Purpose, because they do have a tendency to move stuff around, and that's what we have on that row right now. Probably Virtue. If I had to guess, it'll probably be Glamour, Virtue, Beacon of Faith. on that row, and then they might move Divine Purpose somewhere else on the row. The other thing they say here is that since auras are going class wide, we're not that whole talent row that we have for auras is going to be replaced with new stuff. So we don't know what that's going to be yet. We'll have to wait and see. I'm pretty excited for that. But that's general class changes that we have for Holy Pally. I've kind of scrolled through these. I don't. I'm not an expert on any other class. Some things I did scroll through and see is Resto Shaman's going to get Earth Shield baseline, and they're going to get a talent that will do a significant heal on the target of your Earth Shield, and then allies near that. So it looks like they're going to get a little bit more tank healing stuff. That's Warlock. Let's see what other healers. Disc Priests are going to have Circle of Healing, or sorry, Holy Priests have Circle of Healing baseline. Um, and they have a new talent, Prayer Circle, which makes Circle of Healing better. Uh, Discipline Priests are going to get access to Shadow Word Death, which could be interesting. Um, and they have some new Shadow Covenant. This reimagined talent instantly heals a chosen hero and 4 other injured allies in a small area, and it increases the damage they do. Mind Blast will be new for them, and it'll do atonement healing. And they're going to have Disc Priest will be able to heal their allies by blessing them with Barrier. So whenever Barrier is up, they'll be able to heal people. It's okay. A lot of this is really going to depend on how the tuning goes. Mistweaver will get to use Yulon the Jade Serpent, who will heal people. Summon a little friend, heal people for a while. This is interesting. Touch of Death will instantly kill anybody with less health than the Mistweaver Monk. And it'll spawn healing spheres for the allies. So if you're doing a Mythic Plus as a monk and you have something low, you can instantly kill it, and then you can spawn orbs that people can run into and heal. They're going to have more fist weaving stuff as well. That could be interesting. But yeah, we looked at this. Swiftman's getting changed. Nature Swiftness will allow instant casts. Nourish will get triple the effect from Mastery. Yeah. Well, this is it. It's a quick video. I'll do another one of these once we actually have some footage from the alpha, or at least Wowhead gives us the talents. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be fun. The alpha's coming here in a few days, and we'll have more content for that when it comes out. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.